Oh, I can't wait to see what all of you are saying on the social media streets. Thank you so much for that, Sanele. But now, though, we're continuing in Women's Month, talking about women's mental health and how it's often spoken about only in the context of stress or even burnout. But coaching shows us it can also be about growth and clarity, as well as resilience. And in today's fast-paced world, many women feel the constant pull between work and then family and self, often leaving their own well-being lost. You've heard of that?
Oh, man, I think unfortunately the system's kind of stacked against you in this case, and that's where mindful coaching steps in so beautifully, offering practical tools to be proactive, to manage stress, to understand yourself better and create healthier patterns. Doesn't that sound amazing? Well, our guest today is here to do all of that for us. Bronwyn Payman is a mindfulness expert, certified Enneagram coach, a speaker, and the founder of Mindful Practice. And she joins us to share how mental health coaching is helping women shift from just surviving to truly thriving. And I think that deserves a round of applause from our non-existent studio audience.
Thank you so much.
Bronwyn, thank you so much for being here. Shall we? You're going to save us. You're going to save the world.
Passion on the subject.
No, it's important.
Rightly so.
They say mental health Mondays, it can be mental health days every single day.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Every day.
But I've got to ask you about the distinction between two things.
Okay.
Many people get them a little bit confused. Mental health coaching, and then you get therapy.
Yeah.
They kind of overlap, or do they? What is the difference?
It's a fine line. So for coaching, it's more about getting the client to spiral up. And it's more a forward-looking, forward-based approach, a future-based approach, whereas therapy is more, you can go deep into the trauma of the past, so it's more looking at the past, but the coaching is more sort of forward-looking. So, for example, I always say, imagine a coach is somebody that walk up a mountain with you, alongside you, and help you get to the summit in the best possible way, becomes your accountability partner. And it's somebody that's going to hold you accountable every step of the way and help you see, get to the summit, but also to see like the river along the way and give you a different perspective.
And make those calls in real time. I kind of, obviously I use a stupid sports analogy in my own head, but you use the word coaching, so it's your own fault. But it is exactly that. I think if we think of getting therapy, it is still very much looking forward to heal yourself, but you've got to go back to do that. But I kind of see that as maybe that's the surgeon, and when we're working with our coach, that's like a biokineticist that's keeping us in the fight. The two can balance each other out perfectly.
That's right.
I love the notion of coaching with the idea of improving ourselves to move forward. And there's something very powerful about once you take control of that process yourself. But there are going to be some major barriers when you do enter into that space. I would imagine you're holding up a mirror at some point, which is going to become very uncomfortable. But what are those major challenges when the women step into your space?
Normally, that lady will feel quite stretched with life because as women, we try to be everything to everyone, and it's too much, you know, and we go through dips of overwhelm, we feel anxious, we have so many roles to fulfill, and we just need somebody to help us to pause. And I think that is what mindfulness coaching is about. It's creating that pause because life is demanding. And, you know, you're in the role of a mom, a wife, a career woman, so many different roles in community. So how do you make sense of, how would you compartmentalize and still stay sane, you know?
So how do these women actually draw value from what you're doing? So they do all these things. I'm every woman, and they come to you going, every woman at the same time is hard, right? So what do they walk away with? What do they actually, how do they improve their lives?
Yeah, it's creating the pause, first of all, and making them realize in the pause that you're getting the strength, that you're getting reflective of where you are. And with the reflective, like you said, holding up a mirror, you then become clear of where you're standing in this whirlwind that's going on around you, and that you just need to stop. And the coach then gives you, like Rassie Erasmus comes with a game plan, comes with a game plan and says,
practical.
What is the obstacle that you're facing? Is it an inner obstacle? In other words, is there a limiting belief that you're carrying that we need to break through? Is the inner obstacle that you're feeling, you're procrastinating, you're feeling stuck? Or is it an outer obstacle, circumstantial, like something happening out of your control that is blocking you? And then we navigate through that with the game plan.
I like it because you've listed things that would normally feel like an impasse, something that I can't actually deal with, or I'm going to sit with for 5 years, 10 years, because it's a part of my belief structure. And that's amazing that you can be so practical about tackling these things. You're leaning on a lot of good work being done in this space, and I would imagine every day new discoveries are being made. But when we talk about the Enneagram model, please explain, what is that? How do you lean into that?
Okay, you have to stop me because I can carry on forever on the
Go
Enneagram.
for it, girl. It's your time.
Curious.
Yeah, the Enneagram is a transformative tool that gives you insight into your personality type.
Okay, I love
And
it.
the personality type is like your operating system. It's the dominant thing that determines why you do things.
something like that.
Why do you behave a certain way? That's right. There's 9 types, and each of the types is your dominant thing. So everybody is everything on the Enneagram, but you've got one dominant
something that
drive.
holds sway,
and
okay.
that dominant drive, so if you can imagine there's 9 boxes. It's 9 carton boxes. Each one is marked from type 1 to type 9. I'm going to, through questioning and strategic questionnaires that I give you, determine what is your type. Now, some people might say, but that boxes people in. No, it doesn't box you in, because it's the dominant type that determines how you show up. And once we've identified the type in a typing session, then you now know what is your box.
You know what's going to trigger you.
But now you can climb out of the box, because now I give you a map to grow the type.
Okay.
So how people show up in everyday life is determined by their type. Some people are driven by being kind. Some people are driven by being righteous, right all the time. Some people are driven by being seen as strong.
Wow,
We can
and
go
I would
on like
imagine
that.
just having the awareness of that, just hearing you talking about it, suddenly you're taking a level of judgment out of the equation and just being active about it. I'm not sitting back and judging myself. I'm saying, okay, I'm like this. What can I do
What
with
now?
it?
Yeah.
I
100%.
love this approach. We're clearly going to need to delve a little bit deeper, so we will continue the discussion.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and so good to have you here as we delve into mindfulness. And yes, that appeals to everybody, not just women, but as we know, women's lives do shift through different stages, from career growth to motherhood or even navigating midlife. Their mental health also needs to change too. And coaching provides strategies that evolve with these stages, helping women stay grounded but also purposeful, which is exactly why we have our wonderful guest today.
Bronwyn, thank you so much for joining us. And we're going to keep your details up, because I would imagine this is going to push a lot of buttons in people who are sitting stagnant in that space. For someone who is caught in that, and maybe that eddy in the water where they can't, they are aware that they're amazing, they know that they've got the potential to do great things, but they feel like something is holding them back right now. And as you've listed, that could be a myriad of different things, but we kind of approach it in the same way by the sounds of things. So what is your advice to that woman who is sitting in that position, who is just not juggling all those balls right now?
Sure.
I think one need to think of it strategically, that it is important to make time for oneself. And if you can implement it as a daily routine.
Not as a nice to have, as a necessity.
As a necessity, absolutely. And the people that win in this game is the people, the ladies, the women that take the time for themselves. Doesn't need to be a lot of time. I always say, if you can grab 5 minutes before you even get out of bed, you're already winning.
Wow, okay.
Because the minute you get out of bed, the day goes crazy. So before you even get out of bed, you can just, use a little exercise that I call like a body scan. So you just breathe and you send energy or your mind from your head to your toes, and you breathe through that. Yeah, you connect with yourself, and it's like a cleansing. when you sweep your backyard, you get rid of the leaves, and you normally feel great afterwards,
Yeah,
don't you?
it's
Because
true.
you've done a cleansing.
Right.
I did that in my house yesterday. You don't understand. I was sitting there like buzzing. I'm like, why am I so excited? I'm like, because you just cleaned your house.
Exactly. And that sense of accomplishment
Now,
too.
can you see how
Dopamine,
that
baby,
energy,
yeah.
that energy from the outer becomes
Yeah.
inner? Now, I'm
Such a
giving you
clever
a
example,
technique to do it consciously inside.
Sure.
So all you need to do is breathe, send your energy or your mind from your head, and imagine you're sweeping your body, sweeping your body.
that.
sweeping it.
Visualization's
Yeah,
amazing.
and the other thing I want to illustrate to you, if you have 2 jars and you put marbles in the one jar and you fill it up tight, and you have another jar and you put half marbles in. Now this one with a half is lighter than this one that is quite heavy and condensed. That's how your body feels when you're tense, tight, stressed,
Locked.
condensed. There's no space. This one is half full. If you shake it, you can see there's space. When you sweep on the inside, you're creating space. And that's why you feel lighter.
I love that, and there's a meditative element to that as well. And if a lot of people like me, if you have high energy and you're full on, you only have like one gear, that meditative process, being practical about it, starting with the breath work, starting with a mental process like this. I'm
Sweeping.
Yeah.
sweeping. If I'm just chilling at any
Sweep it,
point,
yeah.
I'm getting through.
Sweeping on the inside.
That's
that,
a beautiful one.
I really
Okay, so
like
let's
that.
hone in on women in leadership roles, high-functioning women that are truly operating on another level. What sort of practices can they incorporate to prevent burnout?
The same.
The same.
Yeah.
The thing is, when the higher you go up in your responsibility, the tougher it gets.
Right.
Because if you work for an organization with 100 people, how big is your exco? Like 10 people, right? If you go up the ranks, you have more responsibility to look after your mental health, because who are then your mirror? Who's the people that's going to be your soundboards? It's not necessarily the people at the bottom, because you can't always share when you're at the top with the bottom layer.
That lane is getting narrow.
It's getting very narrow,
yeah.
and coaching is therefore more important or necessary for people in leadership positions,
That makes sense.
and helping them to navigate the space of the mind.
It's lonely at the top, man.
Hence the amazing consultants we have in this country. We have got an incredible kind of within the business set that speaks to exactly what you're talking about, but we don't lean on that from a personal perspective. And I
Yes.
would imagine
I want to say to you that the person that seeks personal development through coaching, as an individual, normally has a hunger for it. The person that gets it via the organization because they have to, don't always have the hunger, but they have to do it because the organization requires that. So, it is also personal development and accelerating your goal achievement.
we need to get them on the Enneagram and see
Yeah.
what kind of personality type and see
I
what
have
we
a
can.
suspicion what you are, because you're high energy. You might be a type 7.
Okay, size 7. I
okay.
like the sound of 7. Sounds like a lucky
It
number.
is
Okay.
the number of perfection.
I'm just saying that.
High
Please work
energy.
out my Enneagram. You mentioned hunger, and all of a sudden I got hungry.
She's an emotional eater, but I don't know if that's a personality
I am
type.
driven by
think that's-
emotion, you're right. So you can figure me out, Bronwyn.
Exactly.
You continue the chat. I'm going to make us something to eat, and I'll be right
Something super, super healthy. I'll keep the house tidy while you're gone, because I think that's kind of my role. She is an incredible human being, and maybe I can ask, now that she's left the room, to help someone in
Yes.
their space, in particular a young woman. So the joy of my life is I'm surrounded by purpose-driven female networks. For whatever reason, I grew up in a family like that. But to help someone in this pivotal, because she's not fully aware of what she wants to do yet, she's unlocking that potential. How do I support her in that role? What does she need from her work colleagues, from someone at home, the people in her space to unlock that potential and help her? Because she's not going to come and ask for help. I know that.
I think sometimes the help is just listening to someone.
Be the pause.
Be the pause, exactly, and just listening and giving them space. Giving them space to trust you enough to maybe either open up or just sit with you, or just, feed off your energy. That if I can trust you, I will open up to you and I will maybe share with you. But not everyone wants to share. And when people share and you give them that listening ear and make them feel safe with you, then you tap in, then you unlock.
Give them the license to be.
Yeah, people need to feel safe to unlock.
Just very quickly, is there a quick hack? Because we put that on our social streets this morning. I use a mental hack of gratitude on my way into work to get myself feeling positive.
Gratitude is the essence of mindfulness as well.
I love that. So what is your hack? If I had to put you on the spots right now for that mental health for you, what do you use the most?
Breath work.
Really?
Yeah. Do you want to do an exercise?
I would love to do that very quickly. Cool.
So what we're going to do is we're going to close our eyes.
Okay.
You're going to breathe in through your nose, expand your tummy for 4 counts, then
Okay.
hold it for 8, and then we're going to release on 16 counts. So very slow. And as you release on 16, I want you to imagine there's a wave coming over you. And as the wave comes down, you're going to release tension in your shoulders. As you blow out, the tension is going to
In for
leave.
4, out for 16, huh?
Yeah. In for
Okay.
4, hold for 8, out for 16.
Okay, I'm going to
Close
practice
your
on
eyes.
that while Carissa gets started in the kitchen.
Okay, close your eyes. Breathe in for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now slow release. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14,